Yeah, I got a question. One more thing. On this document, so who in the SAP I could have investigate this forgery?
Forgery?
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, you can walk into a
Like,
substation.
like, you see how, if you look carefully, that's a fine pen and a ballpoint pen. You can see how it starts scribbling right there. And that's two different ink marks.
Yeah, so you can contact our forgery unit.
Okay.
Give me that paper.
Okay. You got all the answers.
Well, no, just to guide you and let you.
All right, thank you.
So I put their hours so that way you know when to call. But homicide is Monday through Sunday, 7:45 to I put 17, which kind of blurred out, so to 5:45. And forgery is only there Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Same hours.
Yeah, because I want to investigate that
Yeah, they
specific
may be able
signature.
to guide you
Because
better.
for some reason when I look under on my phone when I blew it up, you could tell. I guess somebody in the courthouse took a fine tip pin and signed it, then they got scared. Right.
Okay. All right, good afternoon, everyone. The time is 5:00 p.m. on the 7th day of May, 2025. We are now in our public comment period. I'll remind you that tonight is about hearing comments from the public on any subject. There is no council discussion or deliberation for the Texas Open Meetings Act. Speakers will have 3 minutes. They may either use their time or cede their time to someone else who is present and signed up to speak, but not both. Groups may have up to 9 minutes. I'll call names in order of sign up. Please limit audience reaction so people can hear the name called. And speakers are agreed to address the city council. Written comments may be submitted for the record. The playing of recordings is not permitted, and speakers should address the council, not the audience. I'll give a courtesy reminder about these expectations. However, if you can't hear it, in order can be maintained, the meeting will be adjourned. So we'll start with Mr. Carl Merkel, and Mr. Merkel will be followed by Jason Paul.
Hi, I'm Colonel Nathaniel Merkel. I live in San Antonio District 10. This is my 12th 3-minute speech about the massive divide on white collar attorney and judicial organized crime and covered operating in the city within the federal judiciary. This city received $12,500 in stolen property via the CPS Energy Utility, and I want it back. And I want to become a city council agenda item, just like the $500,000 and $100,000 reproductive justice funds approved by this council became a city council agenda item. We see the stolen property is called theft. It's a crime. Last week I told you that God, with a big G, the King of the universe, is the USA is Isaiah 33:22, King, Judge, and Lawgiver. Isaiah 33:22 is James Madison's inspiration for drafting Articles 1 to 3 of the U.S. Constitution. That God is in Article 7 of the U.S. Constitution and is the cornerstone of the U.S. Constitution. 12 instances of the word cornerstone are in the New Living Translation of the Bible. As a group, they point to Jesus Christ as the nation's king, judge, and lawgiver. My chapter 11 bankruptcy case was fraudulently converted to a chapter 7 in March 2020. That is how the city receives stolen property. Jesus Christ is a spiritual king, like led Israel in Deuteronomy 33:5. A kingdom of above, not of this world. Satan is the God with a little g of this world. The constitution of God's kingdom is the Bible. Last week I told you that God speaks in parables via circumstances. I called them Psalm 78 one of the two types of parables. So far, I have never been granted my jury trial that is required under the law. So I claim that the USA's king is doing doing to the USA exactly what it did in ancient Israel. We're living through a Judges 2:10 to 23 cycle of plagues. I call them 2 Chronicles 7:13 plagues, where 2 Chronicles 7:14 is the cure. 18 U.S.C. Chapter 13, Civil Rights, Section 241, Conspiracy Against Rights, tells us the nature of these sins leading to death. It says in relevant part, if 2 or more persons conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in any state in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to them by the Constitution or laws of the United States, or because of his having so exercised the same, they shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both, and if such acts include kidnapping, they shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for any term of years or for life or both, or may be sentenced to death. In closing today, later this month is the 100-year anniversary of the citywide revival organized by Let Us Unite, being celebrated at San Pedro Springs Park. More information is in Exhibit 2. There's a proverb that says, when value and authority, the people rejoice, when the wicked are empowered, they groan. We the people have been groaning since March 2020 when God became my Article 3 judge and began hammering the USA with plague after plague. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Merkel. Jason Paul. Mr. Paul, you will be followed by Cynthia Cavazos.
The top part. So what you're about to see on this document, is it going to be on this screen here too, so I can read it? So if you look at carefully on that document, it says right here, it says there's no direct threat made from mail caller her over the voicemail. It says right there, SAPD said there's no threat, no charges should be brought against me. So Joe Gonzalez, the DA at the time is Nicholas LaHood. He's the DA at that time, and he's about to drop the charges because the officer said there's no threat made to anybody. So when Nicholas left the office, Joe took over. Joe fabricated this report and fabricated and made it as a threat and ruined my life. Because this officer said there wasn't no threat made at all. And I got another document for a signature from the DA's office. If you look at my name carefully, can you go by my right there by my name? See it right there?
Where do you want me to zoom in at?
That one there. If you look carefully, it says right there, November 30th, 2020. You can barely see it. And can you go to the judge's signature? And so, if you look at this 2-pen signature here, how is a judge going to sign the document 2 years later? That's followed under 37.10, tampering in government record. There's 2 different pin marks out there. There's a fine tip and a ballpoint. You actually can see it. Joe Gonzalez is crooked. And there's a website everybody heard called Renting Collectives. Renting Collectives, I did research on all the people. She's not registered in bar. I looked her up. They said she's an attorney. I'll call the Bar Association. They said there's no record of her in the system. There's something going on between Joe Gonzalez, people in the courthouse, and the mayor needs to investigate this. She just read the 2 documents. She gave me 2 phone numbers where I could file charges and file a report so they investigate the forgery and the police report. She read it and she could vouch for it. She knows what that is. You actually could see it wasn't no threat made to anybody. I lost 6 years of my life. Then all the documents I have at my apartment, there's no signature on the documents. There's no thumbprint. Nothing indicate me that's how I signed the documents. You read it, and I'm about to submit this to you so you can sit there and figure out who's telling the truth, who's lying, SAPD or Bexar County. That's all I'm asking. If you do this for me, you make me happy, you say, hey, let's investigate this, we even, we good. You're good, man. I just need someone to investigate this.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. Cynthia Cavazos.
I'm gonna organize it real quick.
I'm Cynthia Cavazos, and I want to say happy birthday to my daughter Samantha. Happy birthday, Samantha. So here, there, they need to make them smaller to the size of the around with the door. That water does not enter. Knowing the water project, Federal Prevention 2024 flood waters, I know the work, the digging, the planning, and the trenching. The evacuation of waters from the ocean, the trenching, manpower, and all the mess ups. Let's not forget the aquifer. In Texas, it has depleted, and the possibility is almost at 100% knowing salt water contained in our aquifer.
It's all in order. Okay. Is there like a receipt or anything? That's a legal document up there.
If it's legal, I need to have it filed with
Huh?
If it's legal, I've got to have it filed with the city clerk's office or the city attorney's office. What I can do is make a copy and give it back to you.
Oh yeah. And you're gonna give them a copy, right?
Let me finish taking notes for this next lady, and I'll make a copy of it.
And you're just gonna scan and give them all them? Alright, thank you.
All well water crossings, creeks, rivers, beds, etc. Your water lagoons and everything. When it rains, it pours, and because of that, we need to rain. And again, depends how we get ready to tackle the hurricane flooding in our cities, Gulf Coast, oceans, and the United States. FEMA spends too much money every year because of flooding, and no one has shown improvements and focus has almost good or excellent. Trenches throughout their city that lead to the bay. The reason for excavation from Alza River, Alza Creek, Alza Bay is to maintain the Salt Creek Basin or basins so we can have clean and cleaner water along the road for aquifer. Federal Prevention Summit should be in order. We have satellite for the next. We need to get all nuclear out of the West. We need to monitor our waters, keep spring water, fresh water, salt water, and rainwater separate, so that rainwater can run its course and groundwater. Today, the same as yesterday, traditionally planting walls as patches to allow water to fall in, receive, and flow from pond towards us catch from 1 to 757 patches. So as the water fills into the pond, it fills and floods down to the next pond. So looking at the 10 filled pods, if you look at 10 filled pods, you're looking at the water is flowing out from pond 1 to 10 and falling into number 11. Because the water flowing from 1 to 10 is so these pods for slash wall catches will be along natural water flow areas.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cavazos. All right, that is everyone signed up to speak this evening. Time's 5:11 p.m. on May 7, 2025. That's great.
Last call, Councilwoman. See you later. Last call. Oh, no, you did it.
Can I write my name and number on that?
Yeah,
somewhere?
absolutely. I was just gonna scan it and give it right back to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my name and number so they know
Okay.
they can give me a call back. Let me find a spot where I can do all that.
I'm gonna scan it.
Yeah, I can do it. You don't have a pen?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes when you make copy on, with pencil, it's not gonna show up.
That's true.
I need to take the bus.
Okay.
Okay. Take a seat.
All right.
Okay.
7 3 4 4 2. Okay, that's one. Oh,
Sorry.
no, I'm sorry. Okay.
Perfect.
That should be.
Okay. I'm gonna take this to the back, scan it real quick, and then I'll bring it right back.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
So I'll just give them a call and just show them those two, so they could figure out how to fix the problem, right?
And you kept copies of it,
Yeah.
Mr. Paul?
Yeah, she's gonna. He just saw it, and I think he just snapped. It's like something's not right. And I guess let me see what he has to say. Because San Antonio is part. He's the controller of San Antonio Police Department. Okay, he oversees what they're doing.
So she'll make sure that it gets to the
Yeah,
right
yeah,
hand. So,
yeah,
yeah. Just giving you some direction.
yeah. Tomorrow I'll call both of them and see what they want to do.
And just be patient,
Yeah.
so that way they can
Investigate and stuff.
get back to you
Yeah.
and understand
Yeah.
the nuances, because there's a lot of different detectives and people
Yeah.
that promote.
Yeah. You know, I want, if they get hold of that one Pacific officer, look at the paperwork, look at all this. I know he's going to turn around and no, y'all can't be doing this. And because his name's on it. And so for some reason, Lockwood's about to drop it. And he left the office. Joe took over. He didn't like it. He just screwed all up. It ain't fair. I lost 6 years of my
They'll
life
be
just
able to
for,
kind of give you
for
some better
nothing.
direction
Yeah.
than I can.
Yeah.
Pardon me 1 second, I'm gonna get my bag.
Okay.
And then everybody will be back out.
All right. Okay, so so how does it work? You email all the city councilmen and the mayor too, or
I do. I do.
all this? So at first when it said there's a website he saw with his name on it after he submitted documents. What website is that? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't. Not offhand. Sorry.
I'm gonna have to ask him again because he showed me and after I guess he followed it with something, then went somebody in Austin, and then liked what happened. Now I guess there's a website shows up all that stuff on there.
I'm just not familiar with it.
Okay,
I'm
I'll
sorry.
find out
But
and
I
I'll let you
will
know.
share that information.
Okay, thank you.
You're